Bengalis have been on the Malayan Peninsula and Singapore for generations, dating back as far as the 3rd century BCE. Even 1500 years ago, trade links between Chittagong and Malacca carried not just goods, but also culture and religion, including the dissemination of Buddhism and Islam from the Indian subcontinent to Southeast Asia. With the arrival of European colonial powers into the region came an influx of Bengalis. First, as enslaved people and indentured servants by the Portuguese and Dutch in the 16th and 17th centuries, then as imperial subjects of the British from the 1830s. In the late 19th and early 20th centuries, waves of Bengali migrants seeking opportunities in trade, labor, and education arrived on the shores of Singapore. These pioneers brought with them their rich culture, language, and traditions, weaving their identity into the multicultural fabric of the island. In 1941, Mr. Manoranjan Gupta was employed by the British military in Singapore, while his brother, Nihar Ranjan, worked at the RAF base in Seletar. Dr. K.C. Sinha migrated to Singapore from Calcutta back in 1912, working as a general practitioner in Kandang Kerbau Maternity Hospital, which is today the KK Women's and Children Hospital. His son, A.C. Sinha, followed in his footsteps as an OBGYN and married Mrs. Hena Sinha from Burma, modern-day Myanmar. Mrs. Sinha served as the vice president of the Singapore Girls Guide Association, president of the Family Planning Association, and Rotary-affiliated Inner Wheel Club of Singapore. Their son, Ranjit Sinha, continued on the family tradition as an OBGYN. In 1966, Mrs. Dolly Sinha arrived in Singapore as a newly wedded bride. Another Bengali doctor who made his way to Singapore was Dr. Narayan Chandra Sengupta, who was the medical director of the Singapore Anti-Tuberculosis Association from 1958 to 1986. He was presented the Public Service Medal by the Singapore government in 1986. Mrs. Niva Dutt, working in curriculum planning at the Ministry of Education, and for 7 years as the principal of Cedar Girls' School. Her husband, Mr. Manesh Dutt, served as the director of the Department of Scientific Services. Mrs. Monju Roy's father, K.K. Mojumdar, came to Singapore in 1947 from Malaya to set up his pharmaceutical business. The family raised funds for Subhash Chandra Bose's Indian National Army, with Mrs. Roy's uncle being a secretary in the Indian League. Mrs. Roy even remembers Netaji visiting their home when she was only 4 or 5. Her mother, Prabha Majumdar, organized a fundraising concert to help the INA.
My mother was always involved in the drama and the music. And during that time, she was asked to give cooking lessons also. She was a very good cook. So YWCA asked her to give a cooking demonstration. And from that, she started giving regular classes. She published 3 cookery books. No Bengali lady, not because she's my mother, but no Bengali lady has done that.
Dr. Kamal Bose, an orthopedic surgeon and former professor of orthopedics at the National University of Singapore. For over 2 decades, he has also conducted medical camps for the underprivileged, especially in India.
I still remember seeing Bikanu one day. So Bikanu had a neck pain. So I saw her. I said, you need to go for physiotherapy. So the hospital medical superintendent also. So that's a small group, we all knew each other. So you should go with him. So I went with him to the physiotherapy department. So he was having neck traction and all that. After a little while, he looked at me and said, "What are you doing there? You have nothing else to do."
Shantanu Gupta, a civil servant from Malaysia, came to Singapore seeking employment in 1969 and recalled his experience coming here for the first time.
Public Service Commission, the central body, interviewed me. And I bought a book on Lee Kuan Yew. I read everything and I was ready. I came for the interview, I went for the interview. All they asked me was, how was your trip from Malaysia? I said, my trip was okay. Any problem in the causeway? I said, no problem in the causeway. Thank you very much.
Within 2 weeks, he received his appointment letter.
On 10th September 1956, the Bengali Association, main focus of the Bengali Association, gathering Bengali Association, Bengali members together, was in the hands of A.B. Ghosh. We used to call him Nanda.
As we went along, we always kept in touch with our roots, our Bengali Association roots. We went for functions with the Bengali Association, the pujas and whatnot. In fact, when we first came, I remember that my mother, together with some other ladies, she knew people like Mrs. Probam Mujumdar, Mrs. Miena Sina. All of them used to organize children's programs.
Organizations keeping Bengali culture alive in Singapore have been around since the 1920s, starting with the Bengal Muslim Association. The Bengali Association of Singapore was founded in 1956 and the Singapore Bangladesh Society in 1981. Bengalis in Singapore also celebrated their festivals, from Eid to Durga Puja.
In 1979, a group of Bengali gentlemen, 4 or 5 of them, one of them was my late father. Suddenly they had a meeting in our house. So I asked my father if he had a key meeting with him. He said that no, we are discussing whether we can introduce Durga Puja into Singapore. They arranged Protima to be brought from Kolkata. How to bring? Bengali Association hasn't got funds. Approached Air India. Air India sponsored the freight. The first Protima, 1979, held in Perumal Temple, Sarangapur. The spirit of the Bengalis, the cohesiveness of the Bengalis, how they can get together. And today you see what's happening. The tentage is air conditioned in Little India. Alright? And to the members, look at the number of members. Alright? So it has grown. It has grown. So the founders, the founding 5 of them, they should be very proud.
Wherever Bengalis journey, they carry with them the vibrant tapestry of their arts and culture, enriching the landscapes that they inhabit. Singapore's Bengali community has been instrumental in weaving a rich cultural narrative that resonates through music, dance, and the visual arts.
1973, my first Odissi performance, solo performance in Singapore. At that time, nobody used to know about Odissi dance at all. 73 I'm talking about. And probably it came out in the paper, probably I was the first who introduced Odissi in Southeast Asia.
I'm fortunate that my background, home background, was very strong in cultural field. And I am always hungry for that. So when I came in, I was looking around. My first performance in Singapore was in a mimicry show. So I started off as a sort of a stand-up comedian. And then I got into the music, dance drama. And then from 87 to 2003, till the new generation, Bengali started coming here from 1992-93 with Nikhilesh Gupta coming at that point of time. And the new faces started coming in. By the time they gathered strength, it was 2000, 2001 too. So I did a real major, my last program was 2003.
As you know, Bengal, when it comes to Bengal, Durga Puja is a part of our DNA, right? So Durga Puja is a huge occasion which fosters a lot of community activities and social activities as well as cultural activities. But in addition, you see, Bengalis are kind of inclined towards various arts and culture activities. So it's not only performing arts such as drama, theatre, music, dance, but also debate, quiz, sports. So we try to do various programs through which we engage with the members to cater to the variety of interests that they have.
Through art and cultural events such as Durga Puja and Bengali New Year, the community preserves its identity while enriching the nation's multicultural fabric. Here, we explore the work of visual artists who have made their mark on Singapore's cultural scene. Bengali music, ranging from Robindra Sangeet and Nazrul Giti to contemporary genres, preserves not only Bengali traditions, but also adapts to local sensibilities. Talented Bengali dancers, who are masters of both classical and contemporary forms, have found their place in Singapore's cultural landscape, bringing their art to festivals and community events, fostering an appreciation of Bengali traditions.
ঘন ছাইল গগন ঘনাইয়া স্তিমিত দশ দিশে স্তম্ভিত কানন সব চরাচর আকুল কি হবে কে জানে ঘোরা রজনী দিকোলাল না ভয় বিভলা গহন ঘন ছাইল গগন ঘনাইয়া
Bengali culture and arts could not have been kept alive without the language itself, and we have Bengali schools and language programs to thank for that. The language is offered as one of the 5 non-Tamil Indian languages by the Ministry of Education. Since 1994, the Bangla Language and Literary Society has offered Saturday lessons across 2 campuses. In 2000, the Bangladesh Language and Cultural Foundation joined them, together providing language education for students from primary 1 all the way to A levels. In 2013, the number of students taking an NTIL language for their N and O level examinations was 1% of the entire cohort. But by 2023, the number had increased to 2%. Let us hear about the establishment of the BLLS from one of its founding members.
Why not we approach the government to allow our children to learn Bengali? So we dared to meet the Prime Minister, then Prime Minister, Mr. Lee Kuan Yew. Said, well, you start, we give you a campus, Federal Primary, you start it there, you see their progress. So we took our house class to Federal Primary School. This school has become a center for community integration, community involvement, to keep this Bengali language going and making it popular and important to the students. We do a lot of things. We do cultural functions.
The International Mother Language Day, observed each February 21st by the United Nations, raises awareness of languages and promotes multilingualism. It came about as a result of Bangladesh's struggle for language rights and sparked a movement that resonated globally. And it is heartwarming to see the participation of many, especially children, who will be the future guardians of the language.
There were many families came from both the Bengals, blue collar, white collar, migrant workers, professionals, and they speak the same language. Bangla school in Singapore preserves community's language, literature, heritage, instilling cultural pride in our students, in our children. Through the public celebrations like Pohela Boishakh, that is our Bengali New Year, Bhasha Divos, which is International Mother Language Day, Boi Mela, book fair, picnic, so many celebration occasions we celebrate, and it's all open to the Singaporean community as well, they can also participate.
Bengalis often credit Singapore's meritocratic system for their continued successes.
But I moved here when I was 16, and I spent 2 years here and then went off to England. And those 2 years made such an impression on me that Singapore was a meritocracy, a real meritocracy where it didn't matter who you were and what race you were, as long as you were able to do the job, you had an opportunity.
I did not come from, I didn't have any friends and colleagues in the GP side or any other in the medical community at all. So I was totally planted from outside. So I had to establish myself totally without this, and I must give it to the meritocratic society of Singapore. I could establish myself in spite of all these odds, and I think it's only because it's Singapore.
As the country started growing, Singapore looked for talent outside, and I think they found a lot of talent in Indian professionals, and that's how the community has grown. The growth of the community mirrors the growth of Singapore, and I think that's to the credit of Singapore that they've been able to attract good people and assimilate them in the community.
Tagore Society Singapore was founded in 2004 by Dolly Davenport to celebrate one of the most renowned Bengalis, the first Asian Nobel laureate, Rabindranath Tagore, and his life and body of work.
We are trying very hard here to spread his geniuses, not only in Singapore, but also all over the world through cultural exchanges, and we are trying to create sister societies also. And the most important, we are trying to enrich Singapore cultural scene.
The society actively engages younger Bengalis, ensuring Tagore's work continues to inspire and enrich the cultural landscape of Singapore. Through various innovative platforms, the society fosters a deeper understanding and appreciation of Bengal's rich heritage, thereby contributing to a more vibrant and diverse cultural dialogue.
I think the Singaporean will know that we are very different. We are the most cultured ethnic group in India.
From the likes of Rabindranath Tagore to Mumtazuddin Ahmed, Girish Chandra Ghosh to Utpal Dutt, Bengalis have had a strong presence in theatre in South Asia for centuries, and the Bengali diaspora is no different. Back in 2007, a few theatre lovers formed the non-profit theatre company Open Stage Singapore after staging a production for the Bengali Association of Singapore.
Almost all the founding members of Open Stage are here today. Great to see.
Right, but our principal founding member, Mr. Nikhilesh Gupta, is with us in spirit.
Yeah.
Miss him.
Yeah, we all miss him.
I see Open Stage developing much deeper ties with the local theatre groups. Collaborations with the Misfit Indigos and IT Theatrical Ensemble are steps in that direction.
I started with Bengali theatre, doing plays for the Bengali Association. I really enjoyed that. And my first professional theatre with a professional group was in 2010. What I want to see is rather what I would like to share here is that more local productions getting more visibility rather than productions coming from India, because there are so many local talents here, not only actors, directors, crew, tech people, everybody. And everybody is working hard and everybody is very good and everybody wants an opportunity here.
There are a few Bengalis who have been working tirelessly with the younger generations of Singaporeans, teaching them Indian classical and contemporary music and dance forms. One of them is Raka Moitra, founder of Chalk Singapore, and another is Shuman Bhattacharya, founder of Parampara.
When I started teaching dance in Singapore, there were two things which were in my mind. How do I make dance relevant? Singapore is not India. You're away from a space. How do you make it relevant to our lives here? So my idea was just to teach the basics of Odissi and to create experimental works which are relevant to the place and to our lives.
Actually, when I came to Singapore from Kolkata, what I really missed was the Baithaki musical environments of Kolkata, where artists can come very close, in very close proximity with the audience while performing. So this actually led me to start this whole Parampara movement. And what we try to do is, we try to create a very holistic Guru Shishya Parampara kind of an environment for the students.
In Bengali life, culture and cuisine are fundamentally intertwined. Renowned for their gastronomic passion, Bengalis often view cooking as central to their identity. In Singapore, women in the Bengali diaspora play a crucial role, preserving and promoting their rich heritage through shared culinary experiences.
From Tanga Chinese to Kolkata beckons, my journey has been about telling the story of Bengal through food. Bengal has long been crossroads of cultures, from the Chinese, British to the French, Portuguese and Persian. Our cuisine reflects this pluralistic legacy and is truly global in spirit.
When it comes to cultural practices, women can often be seen taking center stage. This is no different when it comes to the various events and activities held by the Bengali community in Singapore. Monisha Shorkar, an artist and dedicated member of the Diaspora, founded the Mountbatten Art Club in 2016, focusing on the visual and performing arts. Since National Day 2018, she has curated seniors' artwork while also organizing the Bengali New Year celebration in Singapore in 2019 with support from the People's Association and both the Indian and Bangladeshi High Commissions. Since 2022, she has led the Art Unites event, fostering racial harmony among diverse communities through art.
SG Bong Ladies is a community for the ladies from different aspects of life. Like there are some doctors, there are some lawyers, even housewives. Maybe as a friend, as a sister, maybe we can be together. Maybe we do something with a ladies community, a Bengali ladies community, which was not there in Singapore for many years.
Through festivals like Durga Puja, Bengali New Year, and Holi, along with community events organized by Bengali associations or different community centers, the youth of the Bengali diaspora contribute significantly to showing their rich traditions and customs.
We are very focused on bringing the younger generation on board within the activities that we are doing because they come with such bright ideas.
Given the changes brought about by modern Singaporean life, parents in the Bengali diaspora are keen on ensuring that their children remain committed to preserving their Bengali roots and carrying forward their cultural values.
I think our children, because they have many of them were born outside of Bengal, but probably have some Bengali culture still at home. It depends on how many generations have been away. Are going to be less thinking about themselves as Bengalis, more as Singaporeans. But hopefully will retain their Bengali language and their love for Bengali culture.
Now the question arises, will the Bengali youth in Singapore succeed in ensuring that their identity endures, despite the tides of globalization? Only the future holds the answer, but the journey of preservation and adaptation begins with the choices that they make today.